Hello and welcome back to episode 38 of this series. This is oxygen not included, with a few slightly modded, and we left off quite a while back. But for you it's been not too bad because I did make a few episodes up front. So we're looking here at that there was an issue with the refinery, so it was turned off. The simple reason was that, if I go onto here, that there was too much liquid, I think, that was causing the backup and it causing it to heat up and then damage the pipe. So what I did was, this pipe used to go across here. I've just made it do a little bit of a loop, and then now it's going back through. That's exactly the same process. So if you look at the temperature, it's not too warm in there at all. Obviously everything around it is terrible because of the giant steam room, which has got an immense amount of steam in there, which is wonderful, that we're hopefully going to use soon for the rocket. Before we carry on doing any sort of building and talking about that room, we do have a name for this rocket. So from the previous episode, and there was only one comment, so thank you for that comment. And this is now going to be named HMS Stinky. So let's hope everybody's happy with that. We do need to research a lot more, and that's what I'm going to start doing shortly, because what I do want... This room is full of hydrogen, and that's how this room works. The people going in there are not going to have a very good day when they go in there, and their performance as well will be problematic. So let's just pause, because I can see that there is a food issue again over at the other island. Asteroid, not island. So, what we actually want is the gas masks. They should be more than sufficient. They would come under stations. We've got the exosuit forge and that for space, but that's a bit too dramatic for just going in this room to make a little bit of steel, iron, etc, etc. So if we zoom up, and let's hope that it will work for us, but also, I don't know, we've got a bit of a spillage here because of the uranium, because this process didn't work, did it? We've established, I don't know what I was doing wrong, but nevertheless it was wrong. So when this fills as it is now, it's supposed to send a signal to turn these off, but it doesn't seem to. Let's just have a quick look at the cable. Yeah, so it's sending a green signal, which is sending a red signal, which turns these off, which is correct. But when this doesn't show 100, and let me just click on the automation again so that I can tell you what I'm actually talking about. So you can see it's storing 100 out of 100. This here says it sends a green signal when its rad bolt storage is full, which it is. But when that drops below 100, this won't change to red, and I don't know why. It should, but it doesn't. But anyway, let's have a quick look. If we zoom right out, there's still quite a lot to research, and there is a lot to research for the rockets as well, to make the rockets better. Quite a few bits here as well. Pixel pack, not sure. Make pretty images. This is a transiting tube. That is something we need to look at, but you need a lot of plastic for that, so there's not much point wasting our time. This is what we actually need. And in fact, that's an early research, so let's make sure I haven't missed any obvious researchers already. We should only be on the yellow research. Any blue and or purple should be complete. Yeah. That makes new seeds. We don't need that yet. Mini liquid pump, mini gas pump. They could come in handy. Let's go for the modules. This is for the rocket, right? Yeah. Then we'll go through these here. We might as well just crunch out a lot of this yellow science before we move over to the orange, which, as you can see, I did actually miss this one, which is a hot tub. Radiation sensor. This is disease clinic. That's the radiation shower, followed by the espresso machine and the large liquid fuel tank, and then finally the catalyst one, which is oxalate refinery, bleach stone, molecular forge, soda fountain, and large cargo canister. So we'll get that going straight away. I'll unpause now and we'll jump straight over here. So we have indeed got 0 calories again. Now, how many people do we actually have here? 3. Okay. And you can see they are starving. What I can tell them to do is hunt that if they can reach it. Hunt that because it's not doing what we want anyway. If there are any other animals, because I believe there is a cook here still. So if there is any other animals, let's eat them all. That'll give us some barbecue at the very least. But what we need to actually do is what we did last time. So, going over to our sender. This is the... Wait a minute, let me get my bearings on these machines. So this is the sender or receiver. This is the receiver. And the sender should be here. Why has it not been moved? Can't actually remember where it was. I thought we'd moved it, to be honest, but... Is that why it's failing? Because this should be set to take the food, right? Yep. The mushrooms, I believe it is. And we have any mushrooms? Fried mushrooms, 61,000, and it's not wonderful, but it's something. So my question is, why am I going mad, and where has that machine gone? Because, let me check temperatures over here while I'm here. It's not great, but it will do. Well, you can't deconstruct it, so I'm assuming it's bugged out. To be honest, I vaguely remember moving them. Oh, I remember moving them from here or here. And clearly this one is bugged out. So, what are the only other thing I can imagine is that we've stored the statue. You get like a surveying statue. While I'm here, actually, I'll make sure that this gets cleaned up. And anything there. So if we go into storage and then look at... I don't know what it falls under, to be honest. But it looks like... What I can only describe as like an Olympic... Yeah, this thing. Yeah, we have none. So it's not that that's the problem. So that's a little bit problematic for us and the other thing. Let me see if I can actually fix this. So I'll be right back. And welcome back. So hopefully I fixed it. Maybe. We will see. Teleporter is disabled. Let's activate this. Make sure it's high. I'm not sure what the exclamation mark means. Let's just have a quick look and see who's scolding and why. That was dumb. But that's on you, not me, so we can cancel all of this if they're going to just kill themselves getting to it, right? So let me just see if it works first, and if it does, then I will... No receptacle. I'm not sure that's correct, but anyway, let's get this prioritized. This obviously... This golden thing is getting silly now, so what I'm going to do is ignore them if they continue to kill themselves. So is this going to get done by a mechatronic? Yes, so this now should be activated. So hopefully we're going to bring over some fried mushrooms. Now, having a look at this up here... We should have loads of, unless we're pickling them, of course. Well, it looks like we are. Gristleberries. So what we need to do, the mushrooms are still growing nicely, but I think what we need to do is look at getting another crop in here. Now we could do more bristles, I guess. I think that's about all we've got that we can actually eat. Yeah, so let's do that. It's going to be a bit awkward for the lighting, though, because they are too high. So, where do we have to do? You there, you there, and you there. Right, you there, and oops, you there. And actually, this one we will cancel. We will unlock that and then get the power cable. And I'm just going to get this done because this is food related, so it is pretty critical. And then I'll show you how I did it. As it stands, there doesn't appear to be a way of, in a normal game, like spawning the buildings in. But there is a debug mode where you press backspace if you use the debug options, which you can find out on by Googling it. And all I did was use this selection here. So you select with this. And then you copy. So you can select, unselect, and copy there. So all I did was went to the other asteroid, luckily. And of course we have one here. So I selected this like so. And then click the copy button that allows you to copy it. And did that on the first island and then went back because it did disappear and I don't know why. It's a thing that a lot of people have had with geysers as well. But right, so back to this. And we will look because the fried mushroom is showing, it just shows 67,000, but there's not that much else I can see. Muckroot though is a so I'm not actually sure if I was recording or not, but I did actually start doing this mask because the research did finish. So this is in theory now going to help us get into this room without actually anybody suffering, and it also means that nobody should go in that room without this. So we'll say deliver suit on a 9. It's not a suit, it's just a gas mask. You can see it there. Now it's a case of where do we make it, and I'm hoping it's the same place that we make the space suits, which is here. So is there a gas mask in here? No. Okay then, so is it the crafting bench? So if we go to stations, we've got a tailor's loom, we'll put that in also. Might as well get everything that's crafting related in here. I'm not sure, we've got, that's the Exoforge suit, there's a clothing refashionator, I have got no idea what that is. But we'll put that there, and then we'll do the crafting table there. I'm actually going to, no, let's stop this mess before it starts. I'm actually going to deconstruct that and just try that once more with feeling. So the textile loom can go right up to the edge there, and then the crafting station can go in the middle there. We can then get all of the power that we need. These won't be running all the time, so it doesn't really matter too much. So that's that. And then finally, can we put a bit of a metal structure in there maybe? Make it look prettier. Something like that. So, in the textile loom, this allows us to make the warm, the cold, and the snazzy suits. We're not worried about that at the minute. We've got some nice lead ornaments being built. That should make the decor. That is not the decor button, that is. Yeah, that's loads better. So it's nice in there. The crafting table. This is the oxygen masks that we're after. So we're only using ore. So copper ore we've got loads of. Cobalt ore we haven't got much of. I don't actually know how much difference it makes, to be honest. So let's just go copper. And we only want one. Right, we only need one. And let's set, not 9, but all of these on level 8. Yeah, that one, and then finally this one. So, this one crafts. You can actually make some really nice outfits for them. It's new. It's quite cool. What does it need, though? So it needs the snazzy outfit and reed fibre, and that looks like they all do. Okay, well I can dress them up as a lemon and all sorts, so that's quite funny. We might try that one then. So we actually need the snazzy suits, which is just reed fiber. Now I know we have a good amount of reed fiber, like hundreds. So if I say make 10 of them, and then we can probably try and make one of these until we run out. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now there is a pink unitard. We need that. And a confetti suit. So that's 12 total. So actually I'll go here and I'll say make 2 more. So this guy or gal is going to make, gal is going to make the snazzy suits. We'll then combine the snazzy suits with the relevant items to make the really snazzy suits. And then I'll figure out how to put them on the duplicants a bit later. So back here, this should be working correct, yes, and this needs a bridge, so, and it needs to be the other way around to that. And I think that's already connected, right? So this should be stealing the, yes, stealing the oxygen from here. In fact, I could just deconstruct all of this because we've got a better place for it now anyway. And when the mask is the mask there? It is. So all it needs is a bit of oxygen and then people can go in here. So we can now activate this again on an 8, enable building. We want to do copper forever, gold forever, and iron forever. Steel, I'll hold off for the minute because we don't have much iron as it is. So we can see, if we click on here, that this oxygen is now coming in. It is already filtered, which is a good thing, because it was filtered here. Because this is basically taking any oxygen or any gases that are in the air, which should show when we click this. No rush. There. So you can see it's taking that and basically just recycling it. But now what it's actually going to do is take the oxygen, which is what we need, and transport it there. As you can see, that duplicate went in there, so put on the gas mask. And now let's put the gas mask back on there to be redone. And this is running. So, wow, that's yellow. That's really yellow. As you can see, it's not doing their eyes no good though. But it's helping them breathe, so as you can see, the breathing thing is there. What are we actually making? That's actually pure cobalt. Okay. And all it means is that the duplicants are going in now. Really, what we actually want is to store the resources in here, right? So, if we go on a storage bin and we say, build me, let's say 4. How many are we using? 4. Let's try this, see if it works. I don't know if we've got the automated... I don't think it's actually under automations. The auto sweeper, that's the thing I'm thinking of. So I can build it there, and it does cover those. So let's try it, why not? Unreachable build. Well, it is reachable if they put on a gas mask, right? Like that. So this person comes in. Builds. It is doing their eyes now. I mean, maybe the spacesuit was needed, but it seems a bit silly, so I'm not going to. What we got here, there is the payload stuff. Plumbing wise, we've got a mini liquid pump, and ventilation wise, I'm assuming that's the mini ventilation pump. So this is now working, and as you can see, its range is huge. My plan, if they ever get around to doing it, see that duplicant, they can't make up the mind, so the idea is if these have got the resources in that this can use, it will transport them and it'll be much quicker. So if we ever get these built, this is getting really annoying now, so I'm going to force them. Somebody will build these. I don't care who, but somebody will. So, waiting sandstone. So, they're having sandstone delivered. Again, this could do it for us if it wasn't messing about. Maybe I do need an additional gas mask thing. There was a bit more movement, but nothing too significant. Again, this is only an irritant because we're building these. Reality is for after they come in here, it shouldn't actually matter that much. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 4. Excellent. Right, so what we do is I want these on 9. I want them to be a maximum of, let's say, 10,000. And then copy that across all of them. So now they can only hold 10,000, so we're not going to be filling them. And in fact, how much does it use to do it? 100, so 10,000 is too much. So let's make this 2,500. And again, we'll copy this on all of these. Then we're going to go to consumable ores. Nope. We are going to go to metal ores. And we need 1 for cobalt. And actually, if I just copy that, it'll take us to the thing quicker. So turn that off and make this one copper. Turn that off and make it gold. And turn this one off and make it iron. Now what should happen is somebody or at some point should come and fill these up with that resource, which they can carry a lot more than what this machine can process. Hopefully, anyway. And just keep an eye on this. It's green, so that's good. The temperature is holding well, but it's not running very quick. So I want to see what happens when we get this automation. And actually, we can do one better than that. Right, we can. We can automate. So if we put a conveyor loader outside, no, it can't be there because it needs to be somewhere where the mask's not. And then we use the conveyor belt from there to just drop the goods there, right? Yes. And then automation wire. How would we... Actually, it won't work just yet because we need to change these for smart bins. But the idea is I'll change these for smart bins and they'll read out a signal when they're at capacity, which will turn this off. But in the meantime, we'll try and hurry all this up. This should just work as soon as something ends up in one of these crates. But the idea I'm thinking is we don't need to because we can force this to do it. So once this is all built, which again it needs a specific type of, I think it's a mechatronic engineer, and it looks like they're going to force me to alert them on this as well. And I want to make sure that the door is not critical. This then needs the power doing. Yeah, so we'll steal a power cable from behind here, just like that. And then what we want here is allow manual use on a 9, metal ores, and any of them 4. Now what's going to happen is all of these ores are going to get delivered there, right? And when this is connected, it will then send them into that room, bypassing the mask that's slowing them all down. Put them into these here, as you can see, it's storing them. And the idea is then the duplicant only needs to press the button. Because as you can see, it's already got the copper ore in there. It's just going to take a long ass time because of this. And in fact, I could, if it takes much longer, I'll just disable this building. But it looks like we may... Come on, you're nearly there. There we go. So now everything that's in here, as you can see, is going to get dropped on the floor, and this will immediately pick it up and put it in its relative storage thing automatically. And of course, these do have a capacity, a maximum capacity that I've set, which is 2.5 tons. And the duplicate then only needs to get the resource from... Actually, no, the duplicate won't need to, because this will do it for them. So the duplicate just needs to... It looks like they're just pressing this button down and pulling on that lever, I think. I'm not actually sure what they do. But they don't have to do much anyway, because it's going to be automated. Or semi-automated. And because this is outside of the gas area, the gas dock, everybody can come and fill this up lot. So it's remaining very full. So what are we actually getting in here? This is copper and this is gold. So what we can do is turn off gold, turn off copper, and allow them to bring something else over. Just to make sure we get a nice mix of the materials. Again, this limit here, 1/3, is actually only 1/3 of this number that I set, not 1/3. So as you can see, yeah, it's 900 kilos. Maybe we don't have much cobalt or iron ore, right? I thought we did. We've got 2.5 tons of iron ore somewhere. And 240 kilos. Yeah, we've got a lot of cobalt ore. Like, a lot. There it goes. So I can quickly speed that up. Bit of micromanaging going on, but it's not the end of the world. And the idea here is that I can leave it alone then. And in fact, I'm probably going to start turning the ores off. In fact, I am going to do that. I'm going to turn all of the ores off. Not uranium ore, because we use that for other things, but... Right, I can slow this down and turn off manual use on this. And the idea is now... No one else should drop anything off there now. And there's plenty... 700 kilos there, 1700, 700 and 200. So now these just need to come in and do exactly what they're doing. And again, this room is remaining green. In fact, it's dropping in temperature. If it gets too cold, we will have to switch it to a spacesuit. I probably should have anyway, but never mind. Right, so I think we can concentrate, because these have got food. It is dropping. But they have got the food. And the first rocket we're going to send will be to there to supply them with more resources. So as per the beginning of this episode, you can see it's now HMS Stinky as the rocket. This is classed as... We need to sort out the interior. So we can change the crew, but we need to do the interior. So this is the interior of the rocket, and it is important. They come in here. As you can see, it's a vacuum in here as well. Now, what we need to make sure is you can put liquids in and you can put gases in. So the gases themselves, if we go onto the ventilation, gas pipe, and this is where the gas is going to come into the rocket. So what you can't build it on the door, obviously. So what I like to try and do is make as much space, and I'm actually using the gas pipe as the storage. If that makes sense. So something like this, a bit of Jenga or snakes, whatever game you want to call it. And we'll go to say there. Actually, what I'm going to do is take that off one more and put it to there. And then a vent there. Then we want to go on ventilation and on a gas. We do have the mini gas pump now, right? So, mini gas pump is here, and it's made out of just plastic, and it needs more than we have, so we can't use that. We're not going far, so it don't matter. So the idea here is now that all of this will be full of an amount of oxygen, which I think each tile is 10 kilos. Plus, we're going to actually fill the room with the oxygen. But we also need a toilet. And again, we can't make this because we don't have the resources. I really don't want to put this in there, but it doesn't look like we've got a choice. Okay. So we'll put that in there as well. We then need food, but in reality... Oh, actually, let's get the power in there. There is no power plug, right? So we need to add that. This is the gantry that we'll look at shortly. Power outlet fitting, that's what we want. And we just rotate this kind of... I'm not sure. I think it goes like that. So that is the outside, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Because we've got all of this pipe in the way. Okay, so let's cancel this. And instead take you straight up there. Then, using the power plug, it should fit, like... It fitted there. It doesn't fit there, but it does fit there. Okay, well. So that means then that we can actually cancel that. Put the pipe back to how it was, and put that back there anyway. Yes. Then we're going to need to go food and the refrigerator and put that there next to the cockpit. And then something like that. And then just to make them happy, because they need to stay as happy as possible. Something like that. Don't know if they can reach all of this yet, but we'll figure that out when they actually start coming in here to do all the work. And then, of course, once this is done, I'm going to wallpaper all of it. Now, this is the smallest space we've got for this task, but it does work, and I think we should see some magic happen. So, the gantry is here. Now, one thing I do know is that the gantries melt very easily. As you can see, they're already going in, so let's just take you inside and have a look at this. You can see they've immediately gone in there and they're doing the resources. Duplicate operation required on a few of these things, but they should get around to that. What I'll actually do is turn the whole shuttle into level 9 and see how we get on. So what I am going to do is deconstruct both of them, and I'm going to deconstruct that. The gantry then will go there, I hope. Actually, it can go there. And then I probably want... What are we actually doing? We're doing it from there, aren't we? So this one can go on this level, and it will line up there. Something like that. Now, these gantries do move out the way, so when you supply them with an automation signal, they fold out the way. I'm making that one out of steel, hopefully. I don't think I've got enough steel for... Oh, I have, but... Right. Somebody's trapped. Okay, well, I mean, if we hurry up with the gantry, that would be great. Because that person's trapped. Though I'm not too worried about them being trapped, simply because they're in a spacesuit. But it's still not nice to be trapped, right? What's this? Is this the solid nuclear waste? Yeah, that's fine. It's out the way. It's not causing any havoc or aggro. I don't know why somebody's not coming to do this. Let's look. It looks like people are on the way. Yeah, delivering steel. Delivering steel. 8 kilo. 19 kilos. What? They're supposed to be able to carry a lot more than that. But never mind. I mean, can I put that there for now and also make you an emergency? Just so that we can indeed get them. Right, in terms of power then, because the power should come from the engine. Now, of course, I'm going to put these in straight away because the gantries need power in. This provides 600 watts of power, the engine, when it's running, which is what you'll see in there. This cargo canister, I'm hoping, will hold steam, and there's a crash. Damn it. But on that note, on this crash, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here anyway, because we've been going far too long, and I'll fix that and get ready for the next one. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments, welcome. Take care. Goodbye.